Alright, today we're going to start working backwards and using what we call a verbal description to create an equation. So instead of looking at a graph, we're going to look at a word problem. And this is actually a lot easier than it is. So follow along and we'll get this done pretty quickly. Go ahead and fold this in half. And right here, you're going to write verbal description to equation. Write that down so you know what these notes say. And then I'd glue them in when I'm done if I were you, so you can write on both sides of the page easily. Okay, so let's read what it says. Today our learning target is to identify the slope and y-intercept of a verbal expression, and then write the equation of a line based on a verbal expression. So we are going to find slope when giving a verbal expression. So the first thing we're going to do is look for a unit rate, like miles per hour or dollars per day. That's going to give us that information that we need for slope. To find y-intercept, we are going to look for any number that's not part of the unit rate. So in the verbal expression, and that will represent the y-intercept. Remember that we're looking for something that is either adding or subtracting for that y-intercept. Those are going to be your key operations that will clue you into y-intercept. The first keyword is candy. Writing an equation of a line from a verbal expression, you're going to identify the y-intercept. That's always the easiest for me to do, so I do that first. And then you're going to identify the slope of the line. And remember, here is our formula. That's our equation that we're trying to fill in. Okay, so let's look at this first example. It will start making sense once we look at examples. Okay, a book club charges $5 to join the book club and $2.50 per book. I'm looking for this keyword per right here. That's the word I'm looking for. Per means slope, so write that out to the side. Per equals slope. Always, if you see the word per, that means we're looking at slope. Okay? $2.50 per book purchased. So if I have $2.50 per book, that means per one book. So my slope would be $2.50 over 1. And any fraction where 1 is the denominator, I can just get rid of that 1. So my slope would be 2.5. 2.50 or 2.5. Okay, the y-intercept is this fee right here. We know before we even get started we have to pay $5 to join, right? So the y-intercept is 5. And then I'm also paying $2.50 per book on top of that. So my equation is y equals, here's my slope, 2.5x plus, here's my y-intercept, plus 5. Okay, let's do the next few examples. It will get easier the more we do this, I promise. Your next keyword is trick or treat. Write that right here in the notes. Okay, Amy has $9.50 in her banking account and withdraws $35 each week. Each is another keyword. Each also equals slope. So now we have two keywords for slope, each or per. Those both mean that we are multiplying. So if I withdraw means negative. I'm subtracting that amount. $35 is the amount, and that's each week. So that means per 1 week. So my slope would be negative 35 per 1 week. So I can just simplify that to minus 35. And then my y-intercept is this amount right here that I already have in my banking account. And that looks like it's a positive 950. So my equation is going to be y equals negative 35x. So that makes sense, $35 each week. So x can be the number of weeks, right? I'm going to subtract 35, or I'm going to multiply negative 35 by the number of weeks, right? Plus 950. That's my y-intercept. Okay, tangerines cost 75 cents per pound. There's our slope keyword though, already. So 0.75 per 1 pound, so that'd be 0.75 over 1, or I could just write 0.75, that's easy enough. And there's a 50-cent coupon off the total cost. So if it's off the total cost, I'm subtracting that 50 cents, right? So my y-intercept is negative 0.5, or you can put 0.50. So I'm going back to my original equation right here, and I'm plugging it in. Remember, the m value is slope, the b value is y-intercept. So I have y equals, here's my slope, so that's 0.75x. And then I have my negative 0.5. So I could do plus a negative 0.5, or I could just do y equals 0.75x minus 0.5. Either one would be correct. Plus a negative is the same as minus. So however you prefer to write it. The next keyword is Scooby-Doo. Okay. Mandy charges a $20 dog walking fee plus $2.50 per dog. $2.50 per 1 dog is the same as $2.50. There's our slope keyword right there. Plus she charges another $20 fee on top of that. Easy enough. Y equals 2.5x plus 20. That's it. That's that simple. Okay. Sam has $20 in her lunch account and plans on spending $3.50 per day. $3.50 per 1 day is $3.50 over 1, which can be simplified to $3.50 or just 3.5. She's spending that, so we know we're subtracting that 3.5, right? And then our y-intercept is 20. Make sure you look for keywords like spending or adding to know if you're subtracting or adding. So then we have y equals negative 3.5x plus 20. We're just plugging these two numbers right back into this equation right here. Okay, last one. A taxi charges $1.35 per mile. There's our slope keyword. 1.35 is our slope. And a $6 service fee. And is going to be add a $6 service fee, so I'm also adding $6. So y equals 1.35x plus 6. Your last keyword is fall haul. Make sure you glue this in, bring it to me with your completed notes and your keywords, and you may move on to your next activity.